Well, we're on our way again. We're leaving San Jose for Salt Lake City. Aircraft is an A319. This flight just arrived in Kansas City, or in Salt Lake City, about an hour ago. We're taking the same route. Cruise altitude 35. He went 37, 39,000. I'm going to go to 35,000. So that's the only difference I see at this point. Yeah, we should be ready to go momentarily. This is an airport diagram screen I've got in front of me, just to make sure that my taxiways are doing what they're supposed to do. And I'm headed the right way. We'll be announcing takeoff shortly, and then we'll be on our way. Got the autopilot on. And we should be ready to go very soon. This flight here is in 3D mode, as opposed to the way with the small instrument panel. This has a full-size instrument panel, and so it works a little bit better. Boy, this airplane doesn't want to go slow at all. Its taxi speed is terrible. So let's see what we got here. And we'll be heading out. Check for just a moment to check some things out, and then we should be ready to go. Let's see here. Autopilot set, altitude set, heading is correct. Heading is right, so we should be good to go. All right, let's see what happens here. Landing lights are on. Everything is on and ready to go. Okay. The throttle's on. We should start spooling up shortly. And we should be rolling here. And we're airborne. Oh, we got a terrible climb rate, though. Let's see if we can't fix that. There we go. Now I think we're heading in the right direction and on our way. Looks like we're catching up with things here. I don't know why that's in there like that. Something is right. So wait. Let's go direct to there and see what happens. There we go. I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but it looks like we're headed the right way now. Have to kind of keep an eye on our flight management system to see what it's doing. Make sure the transponder's on, and it is. So we should be headed in the right way now. That's our first waypoint. In about 1 minute, it should turn. Let's see if I can't adjust this a little bit. Just to there we go. That was just a bit too far. It's San Jose below us. We'll be turning into the mountains here shortly. And that climb rate should also increase considerably. Let's see how we're doing. I have to do a lot of editing on this recording. It's been running for a long time, so we need to do some editing. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, we are headed on to our next waypoint. Should be climbing to 17,000. That's right. It looks like we're going to be going up to about 1,000 feet a minute, maybe. So we seem to be doing okay right now. approaching 8,000 feet. When we catch 10,000 feet, I'm going to probably turn off the recording. The live stream, if it'll stay on, I will continue with the live stream. And see if it's working. But it looks like I've got a stream going on. I don't know if there's any sound on it, so. And let me, can you hear me? Ken, can you hear me talk? Anyway, we're on live streaming at this point. You'll either have some aircraft sound or you'll have some vocal sound from me. Looks like my mic is up and actually over-modulating a little bit. But we're at 9,000 feet now, and I'll be cutting the recording at 10,000 feet. However, I will remain on with a live stream, just the first time I've live streamed in a long, long time. And I just want to make sure it still works. So let's see what's going on. Yes, I did. I saw your comment in the Steam, so I know that you can hear me. I think everything's working pretty well right now. Just fixing to turn off the landing lights and get some airspeed out of this thing. So let's see what happens. I'm in a 319 on my way to Salt Lake City out of San Jose. Okay, landing lights are off. I'm kicking up the airspeed to 280, 280 knots. You should be able to hear the engine spool up just a little bit. And let's see if I'm getting anything on my nav 2. Oop, that wasn't very good. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not do this. Hold on, I bumped my trim wheel, and boy, do I have a mess now. Settings, equipment. Let's see. Trim wheel right here. Okay. Should be set calibrated. Okay. Should be good. Okay, now let's come out of this and see if I can fix this. Yeah, we're coming back down to where we need to be, I think. Yeah, I bumped the trim wheel, and boy, did I make a mess out of that deal. See if I can pick up the VOR. Yeah, we got a little high here, so we're descending down to the, there we go. 17, we should make it to 17,000. About 17.5, and we should level out there, I think. Let's see if we're doing it. And we're back up to 100, 280 knots. So yeah, everything is back to normal now. Boy, did I mess that up. So now I'm going to stop the recording. Just keep it on the live feed. And I think we're back online. We're going down now to 14,000. We're going to cross Watts at 14,000, which is the arrival crossing designated in the star. And we're just about down there, be a little bit. Then we're going to go on down to 12,000. You'll see the downwind leg for the airport. You'll see the airport coming up on the left side, and I'll try to point that out a little more as we get closer to it. And it appears that I'm back in business on the stream. So I had my My computer that's sending the signal out just went belly up, and I had to restart it. So that was the reason for the delay, and I think we're going to be okay. Hopefully we'll be okay from here out. And it looks like it's still sending at a 10-second delay. And so I think we're hanging in there now. I'll be announcing the information that I'm crossing. I'm recording at this point now too, so this will also, you'll follow this up if you want on a recording I'll be publishing on YouTube later on today as well. So right now I've announced our crossing. Next thing I will announce will be when I turn on final approach. Okay, thanks on that. I'll try to figure out what's causing that. I don't know what would be causing that, but I should be picking up the sound from the camera. I don't know why I'm echoing it. Oh, really? Huh. Well, there is a 10-second delay in the audio, well, in the whole thing, so that may be part of it. I don't know. I'll have to check on that. I'll look on the OBS settings and see if that's why that's happening. Anyway, we're now coming. Are you having a good time watching this? Are you enjoying this a little bit? I keep getting a signal issue, so it's going in and out right now. My signals are going in and out, so we'll see what happens. I'm reducing now to 250 knots, and pretty soon we'll be turning north. You should be seeing part of the airport. I'll point it out to you. I believe that's the airport right in front of us, but I don't want to tell you a lie. So, but I do believe right up in here where my cursor's at now should be the airport, I think. I think that could be the terminal right there. Yeah, that's Salt Lake City Airport right there. This is 3-4 right that we're going to be coming in on. 3-4 left here. The terminal is sitting over here. You probably can't see it on your screen as well as I can see it on mine. But we're now turning for a downwind leg, and that is the airport off on our just to the left of the main screen is Salt Lake City International, and then that's Salt Lake City spread out in front of us. You can see the little red line on my screen there that shows our path, and we'll be turning to the left, and then we'll be turning a little further to the left. We're coming back over Salt Lake City. So far, everything's looking good. I'm going to turn off my number 2 VOR radio and turn on my number 1, my nav 1 radio, and I'll be picking up the glide slope beacon shortly, I hope. checking frequency. You notice this gets a little close to the mountains on this particular approach as we descend. Looks like I do have a information on the ILS. I'm going to reduce now to 230 knots. Try to get some flaps set up a little bit as we're going to hold the 12,000 feet until we turn inbound, because the airport, Salt Lake City Airport's at 4,550 feet. So in reality, we're only 6,000 feet above the ground. So we'll be maintaining 12,000 feet until we turn inbound. And then we'll be getting our descent and going into the ILS. So just keep our eyes open here, and we'll be turning this little set of mountains right here that I'm putting in the front. That's a mountain there that will probably be going around when we turn inbound. Let's see, airspeed, bring the flaps up a little bit. Here we've got 15-degree flaps now. And I'll hold those for a while until we get in. Mountains are kind of pretty when you get close to them. In the winter, they should have some snow on them. Let me see what our distance is to Cedar, our next turning. We've got a ways to go yet, so about 15 miles before we turn inbound. I don't see any other traffic in the area. It looks like we're by ourselves. The mountains in Salt Lake City are pretty neat. Nice cloud forms today. I have a weather generator program that produces those clouds, which are a little better clouds than you get in the default cloud patterns for FS or for X-Plane. Shouldn't be too long now. We'll be turning inbound. The beacon that you hear, the code that you hear is the beacon for the localizer for runway 34. And the letters that it's doing is I and then SLC, Salt Lake City. So you get two dits, two shorts, and then you get three shorts, and then the L, I think, is short, long, short, short. And C is long, short, long, short. So that's the code that you're picking up. It's the identifying code for the localizer for that runway. Each runway and each ILS system has its own set of codes, and they're on the charts. What the Morse code is for each runway, you'll see them on the charts that we use. I use real-world charts. I get my charts right now off of a website called flightplan.com. I pull them up and I put them on a screen on one of my side monitors here, so I can keep track of what's going on. And those are from flightplan.com. It's a real-world website, and you don't want to file anything on it because it would actually go to the real-world FAA. You don't want that to happen. I don't see any controllers on yet, so I think we're doing pretty good here. There are some controllers on in Denver, but that won't affect us any. Once we turn inbound, we'll be descending. We're at 12,000 now. We'll be descending to 11,000 and then 1,000 increments until we reach our final waypoint. We're turning inbound now. I'm going to reduce to 210 knots, which will be my approach speed. Once I hit the glide slope, I'll be reducing to my final approach speed. As you can see, we're coming over this little mountain range that I told you we were going to come over. we'll be kicking inbound shortly. If you look at the red line, you'll see that where we're headed, and it looks like it's going to turn us straight into the first waypoint on the ILS, which is fine. I should be picking the ILS up pretty soon. I had it, and then I don't have it now, so I'm showing right now 15% flaps. We are showing 208 knots indicated. Ground speed is 248 knots right now. And Salt Lake City should be over here, right where that window pane connects at, is where Salt Lake's at. We'll be turning inbound to it here, and in fact, I think we're turning inbound to it right now. And we're descending down now to 10,000 feet. We'll get the landing lights on at 10,000 feet. We're turning now. Again, I should be getting the ILS indicator here on this gauge. Landing lights are on. You can hear the engine spool up a little bit because of the flaps. And we're reaching our airspeed. We're at 209 knots indicated right now. Now we've got the information we need, so I'm going to make a switch here in my control system and go to nav, so I can be set up on the slope as it appears, comes in. You know it's going to turn us the wrong way, and then it's going to bring us back, I think. Let's see what happens here. Salt Lake City has a way of doing that. There we go. Now it should be bringing us back. Now we should be right. We crossed the glide slope. Now we're going to come back and pick it up again. And this particular VOR, this particular ILS into Salt Lake City does this almost every time that I come into it. And kind of messes with my mind a little bit. Well, we're passing through 9,000 now. We're going on down to 6,100 feet. I'm going to drop the gear. As you can see, the gauge, we're way off to the right of the glide slope, but it should be picking that back up shortly. You can see that it's leveling out now, so it's starting to compensate for the error that it had. We do have a glide slope. And we're turning inbound, so we should be doing okay. I'm going to reduce to 180 knots right now. And we'll maintain 180 knots until we start our glide slope descent. Add a little bit more flap. Let's see if I got another way to get flaps down. There we go. We're at 197, 193 knots. And I do believe probably right up in here you should be able to see the runway. There's the runway curve, or one of the runway lights right there now. So we're pretty much dead center on it. Our winds are as expected, 1 degree at 0 knots right now. So the winds are pretty calm. So it should be a pretty easy landing. That is Salt Lake City in front of us. We're still quite a bit above the glide slope, but we will be coming into it pretty soon. And our runway is right in front of us right here. If you can see the cursor, that's our runway. We're descending now. We're at 6,100 feet. And in a minute, we should be intercepting the glide slope. Nice view of Salt Lake City here. The mountains around Salt Lake. We came in from this way, over here along that mountain ridge there is where we came in from. Now I'm picking up the glide slope. You should see us start to dip down here pretty soon. Reducing to 270 knots, or 170 knots, sorry about that. .60 knots. At this point we should have our flaps, our full flap, 40-degree flaps. We're at 5,600 feet. Airport's at 4,500 feet, so we're approaching 1,000 feet above the runway. Bring it back to 150 knots. Current indicated is 162. We just got our 1,000 feet indication. I now have the throttle on my own control now. Should have. I don't know why we seem to be going wrong here. Going way too fast.
Sink rate, sink rate, sink rate. Pull on. Sink rate, sink rate.
I have very little control here on the bag. Don't know what went wrong. This is not going to be a good situation. This is not going to be good. My joystick and my pedals and everything are no longer operational for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. At least the reverse thrust works. Nothing else seems to be working. Let's see what's going on here. Throttle's working now. Speed brakes are working. Now it looks like we have everything working, wouldn't you know now? Let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, let's see. Now, throttle should be back. Now let's open and see if we're going to get anywhere with this. Now everything I think is working. Sorry about that. That wasn't the landing I wanted you to see. But I guess in a simulator you can get away with that, huh? Now at least all my stuff is working. When I calibrated the last time, I must have not calibrated something quite right, so it happens, but we're now taxing in Salt Lake City. I don't know if I'm going to record this video now or not. This was no fun, because I knew something was wrong when I initially got the throttle back and the engine wouldn't throttle down. So let's get this thing to the gate and see what's going on. We're parking at Charlie 4. This thing taxis really terribly fast as well, which doesn't help a lot, but that's okay. Let's kill the landing lights, only have the taxi lights on. And I think I'm going to stop everything here. I've got to go, and that didn't help me much, so I'm going to go ahead and go offline and cut the video and stop streaming and everything at this point and see what happens the next time. Boy, that was a way not to land, I'll tell you.